everyone. Your facial expressions, gestures, posture, and tone of voice are powerful communication tools. Whether you're aware of it or not, when you interact with others, you're continuously giving and receiving wordless signals. All of your nonverbal behaviors, the gestures you make, your posture, your tone of voice, how much eye contact you make, send strong messages. Welcome to Got 5. You've got 5 minutes. And well, I've got a lot to say. I'm your host, Peggy Smiles, and on today's episode, we're talking about body language. So, let's talk about it. Joining us today is body language expert Jesse James Martin Jr. Good to see you today.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, Jesse, I want to talk about the woman in pink. But first, let's talk about her body language as she approached the stand. Look at the confidence.
So, if you watch her, she marches in and plops down. And you'll notice that does what we would call a double leg.
Wait, a double what?
Right, so she sits down almost in a masculine way where she does this 4-pronged leg move which displays confidence.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, you'll notice that before she approached, she was tossing the papers around.
I know, what's that about? You said the 4-pronged leg move? Can you unpack that for our audience? I just love this lingo.
Yeah, both legs sit down, then one leg remains planted and the other leg crosses over like that.
Very interesting.
Notice also that when it comes to nonverbals, she holds eye contact. She controls her chair, but that's more to make sure she's holding eye contact with who she's speaking to at that moment.
I see what you mean. She is demonstrating strength and confidence.
Yeah, I guess so. She has very strong body language when it comes to being direct and forthcoming.
Yeah, you think? A defensive body posture leads to a defensive and closed mind. People are likely to reject your ideas when you do this. To overcome this, you have 2 choices. You can either shift to a more convincing argument to make it more acceptable to them, or you can force them to abandon the defensive postures. Period. Let's take a look at the next clip.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Your security detail, did they take you to and from your house?
So I haven't been able to enjoy my home.
Condo, I'm sorry.
Since March of...
Where you lay your head? Did they take you to and from where you lay your head?
99% of the time.
Would they take Mr. Wade to and from wherever you laid your head?
That has never in the history of ever happened. Ever, okay?
Your security team has never taken him?
From my house? That's a lie.
That's another. If they've ever taken him anywhere.
And I'm telling you that that's never happened.
So your security team has never taken Mr. Wade anywhere?
My security team has never taken Mr. Wade from any place where I have lived and brought him here. Never. Not once. Not ever.
Have they ever taken the 2 of you together?
To where?
Anywhere.
Well, we've left this building and gone to lunch, but I go to lunch so rarely that is a very rare occasion, I am sure. And let me be clear, it wouldn't just be Mr. Wade. So I'm sure my security team has taken me to lunch. Probably been a time I've left here 7 o'clock, gone to get something to eat, and I don't even know that they would have taken him or if he would have driven himself, but they've taken me to do that. But we're talking very few, very far in between. Most days I don't even eat lunch, and when I do, it's because my assistant has heated up some bag, something, and I eat through meetings and eat in my office. It's not a practice of mine to go to lunch.
During the time period that you were dating, would your security team ever take you 2 together anywhere?
No.
Never?
If there was a lunch that occurred that I just described, if there was a meal that occurred that I just described, anything outside of that, and it needs to be very clear, not often, once, twice, because I want to be over-inclusive, I'm saying once or twice. I'm not certain that it happened, but I'd rather be over-inclusive with you.
So your office objected to us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
No, look. I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
So my question was, do you have any
I
problem?
object to getting any personal records of mine.
We're not dealing with privilege through a witness.
And I'm not, no, I'm not dealing with privilege. What we had offered to put them in camera for the court to review, and I just want to know if she has any
That's not
problem.
something you deal with a witness.
Okay, you have to file as part of your job something called an income and financial disclosure report, correct?
That's correct.
And you filed your first one, so you filed 2 to date, is that right?
Is it 2 or 3? I probably would have filed 21, 22, and maybe I haven't filed 23 yet, because isn't it due like June of the next year?
April, I believe. So you filed, let's see, you filed your first one, it looks like April 15th, 2022, and your second one, April 17th, 2023. Does that sound familiar?
That I don't remember the dates, but you're an officer of the court. I'm gonna hope you're telling the truth now.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
Thank you. I already gave the state a copy. Exhibit 20 and 21, if you take a look at those. They were part of the certified records that we got.
Can somebody bring me some? Yeah.
From Fulton.
The eyes are getting a little old. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Those are the ones that you filed.
This looks like me for sure. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Judge, we'd move to admit 20 and 21.
I think you need to delineate which one's which
20
one's which.
is 2021, so it'll count.
Wow, Will Jesse, we have to have you back soon to talk about the gentleman that kept touching his face a lot.
Yeah. His whole face was sweating. He constantly touched his face. He also uses his glasses.
Oh, well, gosh darn. Shut the front door.
So when somebody holds their glasses and they pull them up and down, typically they're using it as a moment to pause, to give pause, to say, oh, I'm nervous. I'm concerned. I don't know what to say. Let me do this.
Well, my. I could talk body language with you all day. So, Jesse, before I let you go, can you tell me what I'm thinking?
No. I don't, actually.
I'm thinking your time is up. Well, folks, we're losing social skills, human interaction skills, how to read a person's mood, and body language. Here's food for thought. According to researchers, online interactions provide less effective communication of nonverbal cues and more anonymity, which can affect what people say and how they choose to say it. Now go post that on the gram. Good night. And don't forget to log off.